Hi, I'm Cheryl Platz, the director of Cupid on Mute and Associate Artistic Director of Digital Productions at Unexpected Productions. I wanted to welcome you here and let you know how this show works. Cupid on Mute is an interactive show, but it's a little bit more interactive than some shows on this channel. Not only can you interact via chat to give suggestions when we ask, but you can also donate tax-deductible donations to influence what's happening on screen. Just look for the Tiltify links in chat. Head over there, look at the donation incentives, and pick an incentive that helps you help the couple you want to help or slow down the romance that you're not rooting for. If you've ever wished that you could influence the romances on your favorite reality show, now is the time. And all of those donations help keep our theater running, help us pay our actors, help us pay our staff members, and help us make sure that Unexpected Productions continues to survive this extended pandemic. So thank you for supporting the arts and enjoy the show. Hi, I'm Annie Arrow, the host of Cupid on Mute. You know, at Cupid Enterprises, we were supposed to help people find love digitally, but my boss, Cupid, is terrible at the internet. Oh, you're on mute, Cupid. It's the little microphone button down on the lower left of your screen. Yeah, just get the mouse. Well, no, not with your finger. Just use the mouse and move it over to the microphone. And so we're a little behind. And so I thought, what better way to help people find love on the internet than a competition show? And so we have 8 romantics who have not been able to find love on the internet and have agreed to focus their energies over the next 4 weeks on each other through our group video chats. And we need your help. Audience, you will be able to help or hinder their love through the use of incentives powered by your donations. So choose couples you like, choose couples you don't like, figure out how you want these relationships to go and see if you can nudge them in the right direction, just like Cupid. And then at the end of the 4 weeks, we will crown a winning couple who will gain Cupid's arrow. Theirs will be the truest of the true love. We'll probably give them some sort of prize the producers are still working out. So please help us help these romantics find true love. Help me get the backlog cleared while we buy my CEO some time to figure out the internet. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cupid on Mute. As you may have heard, I am Annie Arrow, and we are just so excited for you to be here today. So I am the host of Cupid on Mute, and I am very delighted to be introducing you once again to our 8 romantics, except one of our romantics is having technical difficulties this morning. Can you believe it? Technical difficulties with Zoom? But first, I want to tell you about our very special sponsor for today. That's right, today's episode is sponsored by Meato Sticko Quality Meat Sticks, but I'm told we're supposed to put quality meat sticks in quotes for legal purposes. So thank you to Meato Sticko Quality Meat Sticks. You may see them mentioned throughout the show today. Thank you for your generosity in sponsoring today's show. So we're going to be today focusing on finding our romantics their true love. They can find that in 90 minutes, right? No problem. It's just the internet. So we're going to be focusing on pairing them up in 2s and 3s, but you can still ask them to go into the confessional booth and tell you how they really feel. There are a few new things you can do this week, including we've already had one donation for our new incentive, Moved to Move, where you can ask a specific romantic to dance for 2 minutes. And so with that, I'm going to call our romantics on screen because we have our very first Moved to Move donation, and that's right, it's our very own gem reallocation specialist, Skip Richards. I'm gonna need you to move. So yeah, get that working. Get everything going, because for the next 2 minutes, it's all about you. It's all about the movement. And for everybody else, I'm going to just quickly introduce everyone. We've got Skip Richards, our gem reallocation specialist, and that's definitely the only thing he does. We have Thomas Jeremiah, whose pronouns are he, him. We have Charlie, and he is a butcher. We have Charlie Wilson, whose pronouns are he, him, who is a voice recording artist for a large mouse-based theme park, who we probably shouldn't mention on air. We have Pepper Blah Blah, which is of French origin, whose pronouns are she, her, who is a fashion dog grooming specialist. We have Max Chucksworth, whose pronouns are they, them, who is a dairy farmer whose family has, I believe, at least 4 cows. Yes. Oh, at least 5 cows. At least 5 cows. I'm so sorry. I lost count. I've never been good at that, at counting cows. I focus on counting sheep at night. And we have Ember Lee Smith, whose pronouns are she, her, who is a professional hoarder. You may have seen her work on YouTube. Very popular. And last but certainly not least, right now, we have Maya Ruby, the very popular recording artist from Japan and Korea, who gave us a little bit of her hit Go Go Daffodil last week, whose pronouns are she, her. So welcome all of you romantics. I'm going to invite you to turn off your mics and just say hello to each other, because you haven't talked in a week, isn't that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, I'm so happy I'm dancing.
All right, Skip.
That's so good.
I missed everybody.
You look good, Charlie. You look good.
I was just saying the same thing, Pepper. It's like we're on the same wavelength.
I think so.
I think so.
How was your week, Maya?
Oh, I had a lot to think about, but I missed all of you. It was I loved meeting you last week.
When you said you missed all of us, your eyes darted to the left.
Who's on the left of
Who's
your
on your
screen?
left?
Yeah,
Maya?
or like,
She's saying she's lying.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't like these accusations, and
I don't think Maya lies. I don't think that's in her nature. I mean,
Right, she's like Mito Sticka quality brand meats. Like, they would never lie about there being meat in that.
of
The
course
quote
not.
marks are there, so the honesty has a place to stand.
That's right. This quote
All right,
marks aren't
Thomas.
there because the honesty has a place to stand. Well said, Thomas. Oh, goodness. Well, see, everybody's so warmed up and ready for love. Isn't that right? And so because we're still having technical difficulties with Chaz's connection, Chaz had won last week's ability to invite the first one-on-one date. But good news, we've had a donation from one of our generous viewers, and I'm just going to read that out loud for a second. I'm going to pull that up here, and that's where do we get that back? Close that. Whoop. Haha. So we had a donation from Cowabunga Carey, who says rootin' tootin' and begging for bovine armor. And so Cowabunga Carey has purchased a one-on-one date for Thomas Jeremiah. So Thomas, you're going to get to invite someone on the very first one-on-one date today. It's a big choice, and I'm sure no one else is going to read anything into your choice. So you're going to get a few minutes alone with anyone else in the cast. Who might you want to choose?
Wow, when you said it was Cowabunga, I was sure this was going to Max, but well, I'd love a minute to catch up with Maya.
Oh, right. Congratulations, Maya. And the rest of the romantics, I'm sure you'll get your chances later to do a little bit of romantic bonding with each other, but I'll have the rest of you step into the virtual green room while Maya and Thomas get a moment alone in our very first one-on-one date. So I'll set up the mood and let you two take it away.
Hi, Thomas. Thank you for picking me.
Well, last week I felt like, you were asking me if I felt something you felt, and I thought, let's have a minute and make sure we're still feeling it.
I had a lot of time to think about things, and I'm really excited. I even tried out Mito Sticko's brand quality meat sticks because I heard that you actually supply some of the meat for them.
Yeah, Yeah, that has not led to any complications in my legal life whatsoever. Because the quote marks are where the honesty has a place to stand with Mito Sticko. But, you know, I appreciate that you tried a little bit of meat to get to know my world, and I was actually looking up your music.
And what do you think?
Well, I think that I'm a heart rose kind of guy.
You actually listen.
I know it's a deeper cut. You know, I'm not always that big with pop music, but when you slow it down and you get to that guitar solo, I didn't think a guitar and a keytar could get along like that.
You know, I didn't either, but then you just kind of have to let the emotions flow, and the audience loves what they love.
So if I'm talking to you about songs, is that just like talking to you about work?
No, music is what inspires me. And I want you to understand what inspires me so we can, you know, share things. So it would be, I'm happy that you're asking these questions. There is one thing I did want to talk to you about though. Last week, I was chatting with Max, and I don't think she likes that we're becoming good friends, or, you know, more than friends, but I think she...
I just had a word from the producers that Max's pronouns are they, them.
Apologies. Yeah, so I think you should chat with Max.
I'll look for a minute, but I mean, cows are sacred to Max, and cows are brilliant, important, and useful to me. And that's a big thing to overcome. And I just don't want to let the difficulty between two people got different takes on cows to come between two people who can maybe have a little more connection than they thought they could, especially if one of them can sing for 2 continents at a time.
I'm really glad to hear you say that. I'm just afraid that, you know, I mentioned that I've never been in a serious relationship before, and I've never felt these feelings before. So this is all very new to me.
Well,
and, yeah.
No, please.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, like I said, that you don't butcher my heart, because I don't know if I can recover from that.
I'm not here to butcher your heart. I'm not here to butcher anybody's heart. I mean, whatever there is, whatever beef Max has got, pun mostly unintended, but whatever beef Max has got, when I came here, I thought if I come away with at least one more friend and at least one good date, then I'm doing okay. And I like to think this with you, maybe we got a little bit more than that coming.
I'd like to think so too.
You know, beef can be butchered, but beef can be tender. And I know you got a big floral motif, but if you're ever inspired enough, say, you know, joy, sirloin. I mean, I don't know if I can be that kind of inspiration. I don't know if I should be that kind of inspiration, but I'd love to spend some time and get to try.
I have been looking for a new subject for all of my songs, and I think you're helping inspire me in more ways than one. And there might be something with all the amazing, meat conversations we have. It might just be the feelings I'm having towards you, but I definitely feel like I'm going to come out with a new album after this show, and you're going to be a big part of it.
Well, thank you. So what's the most inspiring thing happened for you this week?
I actually went for a walk by myself this week, and gave myself some time to think about how it would be to move away from all of this crazy lifestyle that I have, with all these fans and all of this, constant attention from media. Like I said, I'm just looking to settle down and looking to find love. And it made me start thinking about what I want. And you just kept popping up in my head. So it was nice to have that.
Well, I hate to interrupt, but I know there's a lot at stake, as our viewers have noted, but it's time for this date to wrap up, and I hope you two had a great time. Sounds like maybe there's some romance in the air.
Definitely. I think so.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations on that first one-on-one date, you two. And we've got some new shenanigans coming in from our audience. So I'm going to let you two go to the green room for a second. And for you, those of you just joining us, welcome to Cupid on Mute. We are a competition dating show for people who can't find love on the internet. It's romantic comedy, probably. I'm Annie Arrow, your host, and you can influence the course of events on this show by donating via the Tiltify links you see on screen or in chat. And those dings you hear are romantics in the audience trying to influence the actions on screen for good or for bad. And so I want to announce a couple new actions going on. So thank you to the generous viewer who donated that one-on-one date. And now William has donated for Charlie to go to the confessional booth. So I'm going to call Charlie, our theme park voiceover artist, who in his 70s but still going strong, to the confessional booth, and he's going to tell us what he really thinks and feels at this important moment in time. So Charlie, how are you feeling? What's going on in your mind right now?
I'm feeling a little disappointed that Thomas and Maya got that first date. I was really kind of had my heart set on getting to know Maya better myself, but that's okay. That's okay, because the real reason that I'm here, I think, ought to be clear between you and me. Are you listening?
I'm listening with bated breath.
If you look on the corporate documents for Cupid Enterprises, you'll notice the name Charles Ronald Wilson. That's me. I'm in fact one of the biggest, if not the biggest, investor in this company. And the reason I am here is to tap the most untapped market for romantic television in America. The born in the Eisenhower administration crowd. There's more disposable wealth in that audience than any other. And there's also more loneliness, more longing, more hope. Hope springs eternal. It never dies until there's nothing left to hope. Hope springs eternal when there's the possibility of romance, of connection, something to overcome the loneliness built in with aging in this culture. And I'm here to prove that. Because if we can make a good relationship between an old guy like me and some young partner, there's a story. There's automatic free publicity. There's the future of this program. And Arrow, if that doesn't succeed, I think you can kiss next season goodbye for you. You got my meaning?
Yes, I think I got it perfectly clear. The real Charlie Wilson from our corporate documents. But I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. You have that dulcet voice that serenades everyone in the theme parks. But thank you for being so brave and putting yourself out and so vulnerable in front of America. I'm sure America will find you very, very sympathetic.
What do you mean? You mean in front of America?
Well, this is a live-streamed reality television show.
This is between you and me, isn't it?
Well, the confessionals are, the cast doesn't see them, but America does.
You mean the audience got to see?
Yes, that was in the documents you signed when we signed on for the show. I would have thought that the real Charlie Wilson would have read the documents when you agreed to take on the show.
I have people who do that, but those people are in trouble too. All right.
Anyway, we have to move on to the next the next donation. The producers are telling me the next donation is coming in from William also, and actually no, it's from Paladin Hulk, and Paladin Hulk wants to send you on a date with we've got all kinds of things going on there. I'm just going to bring myself up. Wants to send you on a date, Charlie, with Pepper. So Charlie and Pepper, I'm going to call you to the stage of romance, so that you two can get better acquainted. And it's okay, Charlie. Pepper didn't hear any of that. She's in the green room, the romantic green room. And if you're just joining us, this is a romantic comedy show with some drama. And thank you for your generous donations that are helping keep the romance alive. And we got some new donations coming in, and we'll be announcing those after this one-on-one date between our septuagenarian Charlie and our fashion dog groomer Pepper. So Pepper, come on out to the romantic stage. Excellent. I see you two. Now we're ready to go, and I'll let you two take it.
Hey, Pepper, how you doing?
Hi, Charlie. Thank you for having me on a date.
My luck.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I take that as a compliment.
I think the universe has just conspired to put us together so we can get to know each other better.
The universe, or did you have anything to do with it? I hope you did. I do like a man who knows what he wants.
Well, I must say, I'm impressed by what I've learned about you so far.
Oh, what impresses you? Tell me.
Experience.
Oh, that. Yeah. Well, listen, a guy your age, I'm sure you've been around the block a few times.
Well, maybe around the block, but I don't think I've seen the world the way you have.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah?
Like, since you're a voiceover actor, like, do you work on a bigger stage than just the theme parks? I mean, would there be big parties that we could go to that you could, I could be your plus one or something along those lines? I do love a good party that's televised.
Parties are us, on camera or off.
Well, I like them on camera, but so are you? Like, are you solvent?
Solvent?
Yeah. Just asking. I mean, just conversation.
You weren't allowed for the confessional, were you? No, but I had to confess.
What?
The confessional. I was just.
No, what? No.
I just had to confess something. I didn't really expect to be confessing to the entire world, but.
Do you want to confess to me?
Well, just that I am an investor in the company. That's, my granddaughters wanted me to be part of this when they heard about it, but it was a little easier because my name was already on the.
You're so much more attractive right now. Oh, wow. And we're on a date. What?
I say you're so much more honest about things now. Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, I don't lie. I do not lie. That's not who I am. I want to feel safe. Would you protect me? Could I feel safe with you? Is my heart safe with you, Charlie?
Wow. That's a tender subject. And the truth is, sure.
That's really important to me. Really important to me to feel safe. I mean, I'll give my heart and other things, pretty freely. And I just want to make sure they land in a good place,
I like to think of myself as a generous person too. And
well, don't be too generous with everyone. Save some for me.
That's what I'm saying. Generous toward a heart that I can really, really connect with.
Oh, Charlie. Thank you for that. That means a lot.
Well, making that kind of connection means a lot to me for a lot of reasons. And,
Oh, yeah.
if that's possible for us.
Okay. Yeah. And why wouldn't it be? Honestly, why wouldn't it be? That's why we're
Why
here,
not?
right?
Exactly.
There's room. There's room for love.
Ah.
Charlie, there's always room for love.
But then love fills up that room. You ever notice that?
That's why I don't have much furniture in my place, because I'm leaving room for love. You know, I mean, it's not really my place. I'm subletting, but what was that?
See how bare my space is.
Yeah, looks like a bachelor's pad. There's nothing on the walls. Charlie, you need a woman in your life. Stat.
You've got it. And if there's a chance, I'm a shy guy, actually, at heart. If there's a chance that you could be that woman in my life.
There's a chance, Charlie. There's always a chance.
How can I show you how happy that would make me?
Gifts will show. They show a lot. I mean, that's my feeling, is that there's the intangible, and we have to make it tangible. So if you can make things tangible, then it's something I can, really comprehend.
Do
you get it?
That's the frustration about this online world.
Yes, I mean,
isn't there, but
I mean, because right now, what would you do if you could actually take me on a date? Where would we be?
Dancing.
Oh, were you inspired by seeing Skip dancing earlier?
No, Skip's dancing didn't inspire me. That's
snap, Charlie.
Dancing more is about the pleasure of your partner.
Are you angry with Skip?
Oh no, not at all.
Okay, all right. I didn't know how to read that last comment.
Oh, I was just saying that Skip's dancing didn't inspire me. I was glad he was having a good time, but for me, dancing is about a communication between two
a language,
a nonverbal language, a musical language, of getting inside the music and sharing it and sharing the movement.
We could start on two ends of the room and then just move towards each other, and then see if we speak the same language.
I think we're going to have to end our date there, so we can
Charlie, okay,
and figure out just how we might see that someday with Zoom chats. They're so unfulfilling sometimes. So congratulations on your one-on-one date, you two. There was certainly some steam in that room, and I hope we see this romance blossom. So I'm going to send you back to the green room, and we're going to bring everybody out for a little bit, and we are going to go ahead and give everybody a chance to say hi to each other before we shift gears, because I have an exciting new donation that's come in. So Max, I hear from our audience that you are moved to move. So for the next 2 minutes, I want to see what you are made of. Dance-wise, what have you got going on? I'll play some stuff in the background to make it a little easier. I know Skip had it hard in the beginning, but let's get some stuff going on for you.
I also just want to say that I'm not just moved to move. I'm moved to move.
I see what you did there. Oh, goodness gracious. How do you all do it? How do you all keep being so much of yourselves? I love it. Well, thank you very much for the generous donation that's keeping Max moved to move from our anonymous donor. And how are you all doing today? Like, what's you feeling optimistic about your chances of finding that true love? Yeah, seeing some nodding heads. Excellent. Because next week, for everybody who's watching, is a big week. Next week is the love draft. all of the donations this week are determining the order in which these romantics will get to choose their soulmate. And then next week, they're going to compete to see which two couples will be our finalists. So all of the donations that have been coming in have also been voting for which person's going to have that all-important first vote in the love draft. So keep, that just don't worry about that, you folks. You need to focus on finding that true love and let the audience worry about that all-important order. Oh, Max, I love it. I love the shoulder movement. It's so good. Oh, my goodness. So fierce. The whiplash. My goodness. So moved to move. So our next event is not a one-on-one date. So the other event we have going on this week is the dating game. So 4 of our romantics are going to have the chance to choose 2 other romantics and ask them 2 digging questions about themselves, just like the classic dating game. And then the audience in chat is going to have that chance to ask all 3 of them a question to hopefully bring them all closer together. And so our very first dating game hot seat has been awarded by William to Ember Lee. Ember Lee, you're going to be the first in the hot seat. And so which 2 of our romantics would you like to bring on this first round of the dating game with you?
Well, Pepper, of course. Skip.
Pepper and Skip, congratulations on being selected for the dating game. I'm going to send all of our other romantics to the green room, and we're going to get started. So, Pepper, you're going to get to select 2 questions to ask these 2 lucky romantics. And then I'm going to ask our very excited chat to come up with a question you'd like to ask all 3 of these romantics that will hopefully help them figure out where their heart lies. So take it away, Ember.
Thanks. And I appreciate their help. I'm sure many of my fans are out there. So to have them, cultivating from what they know of my experiences to find the right questions, it's key. But the questions I have for you, the very first one is, they say you can't take it with you, but the reality is there are a lot of very important things in this world. So what is the most important thing to you and why?
Who goes first?
Oh, Pepper, you do.
Okay. The most important thing to me is the person I'm with. So when you say you can't take it with you, like when I'm with somebody, I take them everywhere with me. I mean, I believe in just being joined at the hip. I love a relationship where we just do everything, just wash each other's hair. And that's kind of how I got into the dog grooming thing. But, just being one and maybe shopping for similar outfits and stuff. I don't know. I mean, just Ember, I just feel that with you.
Oh, that sounds like a delightful first date. Finding something.
That's a lifestyle. Are you kidding?
Skip.
Well, yeah. So I'll just say, you and I both collect things in a way. I tend to move mine around and pass them on to other people and stuff, whereas you keep them around. But you know how to appreciate a nice thing and what's worth obtaining. But there's nothing more worth obtaining and hanging on to than true love, than finding that soul that matches your soul, and that soul that wants to share the same experiences, visit the same places, and collect the same things.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. That's a good answer.
Wow. So thank you both for those answers. And so you get another question, Ember Lee. What else would you like to know from these 2 lucky romantics?
So actually the next question I had was, the first date is the easy one, right? You want to make a splash, you want to really have a moment. But what does an intimate date that is just between you and your partner, not necessarily, in the bedroom, but like, what does that date look like where it's not the one that you're going for splash, but you're going for connection? Oh, please,
Yep.
Pepper. Yeah.
Oh, Pepper? Okay. Oh, all right. Touch is so important. And I think in that first date, what's exciting is the tension between two bodies, because you don't know, right? If you can touch, that's kind of, that's written down places that you just can't touch immediately. But after that, when you're like intimate, I think that just holding hands on a really long walk, and then moving into entwining your arms, and then maybe laying on the grass and entwining your legs and looking up at the moon and just being one, not in a sexual way, but just being one in the light of the moon would be a perfect intimate date for me.
That sounds so romantic.
And maybe some oil too.
Oh, well, that sounds something else, but also romantic. Skip.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Pepper has some experience with second dates. I just think that I just think that I'm just teasing you, Harlan.
That's so funny.
But no, I think the awesome thing about being with a new person is that sense of discovery, that sense of exploration, and finding new things together. The first date's all tension and it's all getting to know each other. It's all not saying the wrong thing. But then when you feel comfortable with each other, you can go new places. You can find new things together. You can take those things with you and collect them and keep them and possibly resell them if they don't hold that much in your heart. But it's finding out about the person and finding out what makes them tick, finding out what makes them happy, what makes them laugh, what makes them giggle, and finding the things around them that do those things, and then trying to just have more of those things together.
Thank you.
Wow, the things are certainly hot in here, aren't they? So now I'm going to turn it over to our chat, our romantic fans. What question would you like to ask this trio to maybe help them get a little bit more clarity on where their hearts lie? Hopefully you've been thinking about that while you've been taking in all of these excellent answers to Emberly's questions. Does anybody in chat have one of those answers? One of those questions? What do you want? What do you want to ask these three? And I want to thank folks who are just coming in. This is Cupid on Mute, an improvised romantic comedy competition show where we're trying to find love for people via video chat. Well, all right. Well, if chat does not have a question, I'm going to go ahead and ask all three of you a question instead. Oh, here's one. How important is money in your potential partner? And that goes to all three of you.
Well, honestly, like I make plenty of money with my show, so I'm not really worried about it. I don't mind being someone's sugar mama, so to speak, but I don't want that to be the sole source of why someone's with me. I want it to be because they care about me.
Sorry.
No,
Pepper,
go, Skip, go.
I didn't mean to step on you. I find in my profession that money it's almost a problem. Currency can be tracked. Currency gives indications of what you've been up to. And so I find that intangible things are more important. would you rather have a pile of cash sitting on your dresser, or would you rather have a beautiful emerald that was handcrafted, possibly part of a Russian dynasty at some point, that has a history to it? So I find connections and beautiful things are far more important than money. Money's kind of dirty and dangerous.
Well, I just want to piggyback on that. And I'm all about dirty and dangerous. So I think that I kind of like money for that very reason. And money will bring me to the table, but it won't make me stay there.
Oh, you need a little more to stay at the table?
I do.
Good.
Bold answers. I was not aware that gems were intangible. I'm learning so much today. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, congratulations, you three, on being able to connect with each other. This was just so exciting for all of us, and hopefully exciting for you. So I'm going to send you back to the green room to think about what you've just learned, and we're going to go ahead and take a moment to thank our sponsor again. We have a generous sponsor for today's show, Meato Sticko, quality meat sticks. As our romantic Thomas pointed out, the quotes are there so that the honesty can stand between them. Yes, that's exactly why they are there. Not because legal said they had to be. So thank you for supporting today's episode 2 of Cupid on Mute, where we at Cupid Enterprises are trying to find these romantics find love. So we had more generous donations come in during that exciting dating game, and we're going to bring another romantic onto the hot seat. So this will be a surprise for you, but let's bring all of the romantics back out so I can announce who's going to have the next choice. So, we have had a donation from our audience member, Random Tuesday. So thank you so much for the support. And Random Tuesday has placed Max on the dating game hot seat. So Max, which 2 of our romantics would you like to get to know a little bit better?
I want to talk to Thomas and Maya.
Thomas and Maya, congratulations on being selected. So I'll send all of our other romantics to the green room, and we will go ahead and move to our private 3-way call. And so Max, as to recap how this game works, you're going to get to ask 2 questions to both of these romantics, and then the chat is going to go ahead and think about 1 question they want to ask all 3 of you. So take it away, Max.
Okay. I'm gonna start out with a question for both of you, and that's why not me? That's the question.
Because I saw how you looked once you realized that I butchered cows. And I thought, even though I get where you're coming from, I don't know that you could ever get past that. And I didn't want to waste your time with that sitting in the way.
That makes sense. But I'll mourn what was never to be, Thomas. I just want you to know that.
Well, you can mourn, or you can mourn.
Not the time. Okay, now it's the time. Now it's funny.
Max, it's because you tried to take what was mine. It's because I told you to stay away from Thomas, and I thought you were going to threaten me about it, and you didn't just back away, and I don't like that. That's why it's not you.
Point of clarification. Okay, I didn't not back away. I very respectfully called you both into the same room.
It's a little late for that. You made me feel threatened, and I didn't like that.
I was actually just gonna say, like, you know, if there's not enough room, Thomas, in your heart, for somebody with such a deeply fundamentally opposed perspective, then I'm not going to stand in your way. But Maya, maybe I won't stand in the way of you guys as a couple, but I'm going to stand in your way every step of the way because you're just mean to me. So
I
fair.
I'm only mean to you because you were mean to me.
I did nothing. Okay, I was responsive. I was reactive. You were aggressive. My second question, I suppose, then would be, how do you see me as a person?
Well, I think you're honest. You know where you are. And you know a lot about what you want. And I think those are good things.
Yeah. I see you as someone who stands up for themselves. And I might not particularly like you for personal reasons, but I think you're a good person. And I'm just trying to say I guess I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, on that note, let's turn it over to chat and see how you want to take this conversation. Folks who are watching this, what question would you like to ask this group of three romantics that are working out some complex issues in their quest for love? Hopefully you've been thinking about what might help them find closure or openness or romance or answers or
I'd be happy to answer more cow questions.
So let's see. So the one I see is from William, who asks, "What's your favorite role-playing game?" And that goes to all three of you, and I'll send it to Thomas first.
Oh, RPG is role-playing game.
What did you think it was?
Right protein genus.
Actually, that's what I thought it was too.
It's part of classifying exactly what kinds of proteins you're getting out of a given form of musculature. You just gotta identify the genus right. And if you do it wrong, then it's not a right protein genus. It's very different from a left. Yeah.
That's actually how they discovered Mito Sticko brand quality meats. They discovered that it was like completely off the spectrum of protein. They can't even identify it. So
nobody had seen a left protein genus before. It was the first LPG.
I know.
You can't give that to a Whole Foods. You can't give that to a Safeway. But Mito Sticko was like, what the heck? Let's try it.
I know some people thought I might have trouble with the sponsor, but I promise you I don't. There's not a single cow in those things.
Quality meat sticks, everyone. Okay, Maya, what's your favorite RPG? Whatever that means to you.
So I try to avoid RPGs because I feel like, with my career, I'm playing a role in life every day. Like I'm playing a role that isn't me. And I just try to stay away from more games because life is complicated as it is. And, that's just me.
Well, we learned a lot through this question, chat. I bet this wasn't what you were thinking, but we definitely learned a lot about our sponsor and meat and our psyches. So thank you for that thought-provoking question. Congratulations, all three of you, for playing the dating game and for getting to know each other a little bit better. So I'm going to send you back to the green room and give you a second to collect your thoughts about what's just happened. So Yes, welcome everybody. If you're just joining us, this is Cupid on Mute, an improvised comedy, romantic comedy show where we're trying to help people who have trouble finding love on the internet to find love through our video chats with the help of chat. So thank you to our generous donors who have been helping shape what's happening on screen. You just saw a step in the dating game, and guess what? During that dating game, another donation from a generous viewer came in to help us have another dating game conversation. Yay! So I'm going to go ahead and call our romantics back to our romance stage, so we can reveal who's going to be next in the hot seat. Well, romantics, how are you feeling? Don't worry, just because Mito Sticko quality brand meat sticks, our sponsor for today, don't contain any actual cows. They're still totally not harmful to humans, everybody. Legal and the producers wanted me to go ahead and say that. But I'm happy to reveal to you that our so we have 2 donations coming in, but the first one we're going to process, and so thank you to both of you. We're going to get to both of those. But the first one, we have another dating game token, and that's going to go to Maya. Maya, you're now on the dating game hot seat, so which 2 romantics are you going to choose to ask some questions?
I think I want to get to know Ember Lee and Charlie a little bit better.
Ember Lee and Charlie, congratulations on being selected. So I'm going to ask all of our other romantics to head into the green room, and I will call up our private 3-way chats, and we will take it away. So just as a reminder for folks coming in, this is the dating game. Maya's going to get to ask these other 2 romantics 2 questions, and then you in chat are going to think of 1 question that you get to ask all 3 of these romantics. And the questions from chat have been very revealing. So take a chance to think about that, because I'll be coming back to you in a bit. So take it away, Maya.
Thank you. So Ember, Charlie, I was thinking about it, and I don't think I really know y'all very well. And I feel like, both of you have probably had successful relationships in the past. So what I'd love to hear from you is, can you tell me, a huge lesson that you learned from a previous relationship? I've never dated anyone seriously, and I would, love to learn something from y'all.
Who would you like to answer first?
Ember, you please.
Well, I have a lot of experience with relationships, a lot. One of the things that I learned is that, finding someone who actually cares about you, really who you are, not what you have or how much of it you have or the very significant amount of things that you have, but they actually care about who you are as a person, then they're able to overlook like piles of things and see you for who you are. And when those people do, they stick around and they care. And a cup of coffee in bed in the morning is worth 10 times more than a brand new Porsche.
Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you. Charlie, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Well, Ember is right. I'd like to go just a little beyond that, though. It's not always possible to tell how sincere another person is. Even in the relationship that feels like it couldn't be closer, couldn't be more trusting, there's always the possibility for betrayal. And that's universally true, whether people want to admit it or not. So the thing that's going to stay with you, that's going to protect you in a case like that, is how you feel about yourself. But you've got to be someone who likes yourself and is willing to be alone and take disappointment, even betrayal, even bitter betrayal, and come out on top. You can do that. You care about yourself, and if you trust your instincts, Don't wait for a big red flag to be waving in front of you. If you feel something that might be a red flag, confront it.
Wow, Charlie. It sounds like you've been betrayed in the past.
Well, yes, you could say true, yeah. And I've learned something from that. I don't want you to be hurt by that if it happens to you.
Oh, wow. I hope you've healed from that now.
Oh, I think so. I feel healthy. I like myself. It's okay.
Thank you both. I'm gonna remember that. And you're really smart.
Oh, thank you, Maya. I like you too, but there's a lot of things that we could talk about if we get a chance. I think you're supposed to go on to a second question now, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So since the first question was so heavy, I have, a fun second question for y'all. What I want to know from y'all is, what is your favorite emoji? Charlie, why don't you go first for this one? What's the
You're
emoji
looking at
you're
it.
using the most?
Say, you're looking at it. There's nothing like a real face.
Wow.
Okay, if I have to pick an emoji, it'll be the simple smile, 2 dots and but the whole
Keeping it old
thing,
school.
the Amazon logo. Oh, sorry, did I mention?
Ember, would you like to share?
I have a really hard time deciding between the emojis. I think it depends on the moment for me. Sometimes it's the eggplant, and sometimes it's the taco, and it really just depends on what the moment is.
Wow. I did not take you for an eggplant taco kind of girl, but I'm glad you're surprising me.
Oh my
Thank you both.
goodness. There's some steam in here too. It's a steamy day. Oh, I love it. Oh my, indeed, says chat. So speaking of chat, it's time for a question to come from chat for all 3 of these romantics. So what do you want to know about all 3 of these romantics that might help them to get closer to clarity about what they're looking for, or who they're looking for, or whether they've found the right person? Does anybody in chat have one of those hard-hitting questions? And for those of you just joining us, this is Cupid on Mute, an improvised romantic comedy show where we're trying to find romantics like these, true love through video chat, because that's totally going to end appropriately. So I'll give chat a question or two, another moment or two. Aha! If they were an employee on this ship, what would their job be? So let's assume that we're all on a ship together. What would your job be? And I'll start with Maya.
I think by default, I would be expected to be the singer on the ship, but I actually want to do something really different, and I'd rather be, someone who just walks around and asks people what their feedback is, and just collects information about things that they would like to improve on the ship, and just try to is that an official role on a ship, a feedback collector person? Because I think that's what I want to do.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Let's go with Ember next.
I think that I would be I think I'd actually be the person at the dock who collects the manifests and brings all of the things into port and makes sure that we have them, that everything is in its right spot and that all of it is here and none of it disappeared on the trip, And I think I would just connect with all of the ships and stay close to the ones that really make a difference in my life.
Wonderful. And Charlie?
Depends on the kind of ship. I mean, if it's a purse seiner hauling seafood out of the Gulf of Alaska, there's jobs to be done. If it's a cruise ship taking tourists up there, the set of jobs are quite different. And if I had a choice, I'd be on the cruise ship. And I'd be one of those guys that dances with any single ladies who happen to be at the dance that night and giving them a good time and someone they enjoy talking to as well as moving with to the music.
Well,
That's the
Charlie,
job.
chat tells me this is a love boat, so it sounds like you're on the right track. Well, thank you all three of you, and congratulations for being selected for the dating game. And I'm going to send you back to the green room now, and I'm going to go ahead and thank once again our sponsor, Mito Sticko Quality Meat Sticks. And if you want to sponsor your product next week for episode 3, tune in after the show when we'll open up another sponsorship slot. You too can sponsor an episode with your fictional product and see how that affects us next week. So I'm going to call everyone back to the romantic stage so that we can address the next couple of things that are happening. So many exciting things, so many wonderful things. So thank you for the generous donations that have made the dating game possible. And we actually have a request for Skip to go to the confessional booth. But we're going to hold off for a second because I just want to come back to the romantics. We've had a lot of dating game challenges, but there was one good question, and I want to pose it to the whole group, and that's, where do you see yourself going in your twilight years? But there's a twist. You've all been muted for 2 minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and mute you all, and you get to answer using only physical expression. So have fun with that, and thank you to the generous donation that shows the mega mute, which mutes all of our participants for 2 minutes and forces them to use physical expression. So it's just like we can't figure out Zoom, just like my boss Cupid. So I'll put on some music for us. How do you see your twilight years playing out? How do you see yourself? So Ember Lee seems very chill. Just, it's all gonna fit into place. Skip seems to be on a heist of some kind. Max continues to milk cows. And Pepper is just sexy running, you know, still keeping up that physical fitness in those twilight years. And Thomas is just looks like campaigning for mayor, which is a great look for Thomas. And Maya is directing. It has moved into directing from musical from doing music herself. And Charlie is Charlie's just going into interpretive dance. Charlie is moving from voiceover art to become a performance artist himself, which is really exciting to see him get in touch with the artist inside. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh my goodness. And do you think? What do you think that your true love would do with you in those twilight years? There's a lot of hugging and there's some milking of cows. So and some things we can't talk about on national television. Oh, perfect. Wonderful. Oh, I love it. Oh, you're also in touch with your physical selves, and I love that for you. Thank you so much for our mega mute donation, because I think this was really the best way to get at the answer to this question. This was just so much more truth than we could get verbally. So excellent. So now I'm going to go ahead and invite Skip to stay on stage while the rest of you go to the green room. And Skip, it's time for you to come to the confessional booth. The audience wants to hear from you. They want to hear what you're thinking right now. And don't forget to unmute your microphone, because we've just had an unmuted adventure.
Hey, yeah, Annie. So I gotta say, I'm having so much fun, but I'm just afraid I might have screwed up. Because everybody here is intriguing. I think there's a potential love connection in every direction, but Pepper that woman has seen so much, and she's so self-assured, and she knows what she wants. But where I come from, when you love somebody, you mess with them, you poke at them, and that shows that you love them. And I'm afraid Pepper may have mistaken my poking for some kind of hostile action when I was actually poking her out of interest.
Well, I hope that you'll be able to reconcile that. Sometimes personalities are like oil and vinegar at first, but if you shake it up enough, you get a good salad.
I like that, and I like salad. You know what's good with salad? If you take some of those meat sticks and you cut them into little cubes and sprinkle them on the salad, that's way better than bacon bits.
Oh, you know what? I'll try that. And I recommend our audience tries that too, as long as their physician agrees with that. Always check with your physician before consuming Meato Sticko brand quality meat sticks. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts, Skip. Thank you so much. I'm going to bring everybody back onto the romantic stage because I have one more big romantic mixer announcement, and then we're going to have one more big twist before the end of the episode. So we've had a generous donation for a love triangle, for a Cupid's triangle. Unfortunately, one of the participants named was Chaz, who's continuing to have technical difficulties today. So I'm going to make an executive decision as an executive of Cupid Enterprises. And so Skip, Maya, and Pepper, I'm going to send you into the Cupid's triangle. So everyone else, I'm going to send you into the green room. And you three, you get to have a three-way date. So enjoy that conversation and let's see if sparks fly. And thank you to our generous donor, Anna Freud, for that donation.
Hi, y'all.
Hi, nice to see everybody.
Nice to see y'all.
Yeah.
This is, my name is Pepper, right? But this is a peppery bunch. I've heard some sharp words from everybody here.
Have you tried the peppered beef Meato sticks?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I've been having all week is meat sticks.
It's pretty amazing. Pepper, I was curious. I was wondering if you felt like you were having a connection with anyone here.
Oh my gosh, I'm a lover just by nature, and so I feel a connection with a lot of people. I feel hesitancy from you, Maya, in regard to me. And I know last week I talked about your beautiful hair, and then this week you've pulled it back. So I don't know if that was the message to me. Hands off my beautiful hair. I don't know. I'm asking though, because I'm so curious about you.
I don't think you said nice things about me. I think you were
said you had pretty hair a couple of times. So
yeah. But you kind of said it in an aggressive tone. And I think Skip, you probably heard it too. I'm not
by nature, I am aggressive, but just like a tiger. I mean, you take it because that's the animal instinct in us.
Y'all are so direct. I mean, I'm not going to just look at Pepper and say, Pepper, I'd like to bring you on my boat and take you on a tour of all of the great ports of South Asia. Oh. I'm just going to say, Pepper, you want to go for a little cruise and then take it there. I'm not going to be that straightforward.
Well, I think you just were, Skip. I think you just were.
Is that what you want, Skip?
Well, that was an example, Maya. I mean, if I was talking to you, I wouldn't say that I would want to have a passionate moment so deep that you would write a song about it, a song that would become a #1 hit because everyone would feel the same way. I would just say, what's your favorite tune?
Wow.
Well, I am direct, and I will say, Maya, that this week I did spend some time listening to your music. And when I was listening to it, I just pretended like you were there and you were singing to me. And it was beautiful.
You know what, Pepper? I am so glad that you seem like a new person this week. I think that's pretty amazing. I think we can do
Always
that.
growing, learning, changing. I don't know if you saw my movement piece, but I'm running, I'm doing it, I'm exploring, I'm just never stopping.
Yeah.
Maya, do you ever sing to two people at once?
Oh, okay.
Sometimes.
Oh,
What?
that can be fun.
I want to hear about that private concert or be at it.
I mean, it's only for special people, so you're kind of gonna have to earn your way to that. But
Here's trying, right, Skip?
Yep.
yeah. But Pepper, I wanna trust you, but I feel like you're hiding something from us, or I feel like you have another agenda because you were so not nice last week, and this week you seem to have just turned a new leaf. So as much as I want to trust you,
what was not nice about me last week? You're hurting my feelings. What was it?
You were being rude, and you were being I didn't like your tone. I didn't like the tone you were using with me.
Well, I put some product on to take the tone down.
Y'all, if we were in the same place, we could hug this out.
Oh, you're a hugger, Skip?
Oh yeah. I feel that there are things that can be said and with a physical touch that words cannot express.
I would agree with that. Yeah. I would definitely agree with that. Like touch is the international language,
Yeah,
I mean, touch and jewelry. That's both of those are pretty much international language.
So you like jewelry?
Love it.
Any specific kind of jewels that you like, or just?
I just, you know what I love? I love that it's the most beautiful stuff in the world. And I think love is as well. And so how do you show love if you don't you just want to make it tangible, you just go that's so beautiful. How can I express that beauty? Oh my gosh, a huge diamond ring. That's how I can do it.
Tangible.
Diamond ring.
Speaking of tangible, I hate to bring this to a close, but we're wrapping up the end of the episode almost, and we have one or two more things to do. So, any last words for each other on this very exciting three-way date?
Well, I want to say, Maya, I'm so glad that you're changing your mind about me. That means everything. And maybe next week you'll wear your hair down.
You never know. I just want to say, Skip, I think you should be more direct. I think you have a lot of good things to say. And if you feel something, you should just say it to that person. And thank you, Pepper.
Well, thank you, Maya. I'll just say that I wish we'd spent this time, the three of us, in a room together.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you and congratulations, all of you, for getting chosen for this three-way date. And I'm going to ask all of our romantics to come back on stage because we have a bit of a twist. We've had such generous donors in chat that it's now time for sweetheart voting. So I'm going to ask all of you to grab a piece of paper or a digital paper and a pen. You are going to write down the name of the person you think you would choose as your true love next week in week 3, episode 3, and show it to the camera when I tell you. So I'm going to play some music. I'm going to play our theme song to give you some time to think. And then when we're done, I'll tell you when to reveal. You will not say the name you've written, so only the audience will get to see this. You're not committing to this. You might change your mind next week, but this will give the audience a little sense of where we're going. So I'm going to play some music just like one of those trivia shows that plays in the evenings, but I won't name their name, and give you some time to think about this very important decision. All right. So, hopefully, that was enough time for you to make the very weighty decision about where your heart may be pointing you after this eventful day. So, I'm going to ask all of our romantics to hold your vote up to the camera. And I'll tell you whether or not we can see them appropriately. Some of you, we may have to adjust them a little bit. So chat, get your spy glasses ready, because I'm not going to read these out loud because the romantics would hear me. So ready? Everybody reveal your sweetheart vote. All right. All right, good. Okay, Charlie, pull that a little bit back close to your face. And Skip, pull that closer to. Okay, good. I think we can see everybody's. Good. So, audience, I hope you're seeing what we're looking at here. We're seeing. There were some indecisive folks, but there are a couple of people who are being targeted by multiple romantics. So that means that next week's love draft is going to be dramatic. Thank you, romantics, for sharing the contents of your heart with us. And I wish you all the best of luck. So here's what's going to be happening over the next week or so. So what you've been doing with your generous donations is you have been also contributing to a poll asking which romantic should get the first chance to name their potential soulmate in the love draft next week. And I will tell you that right now we have Ember Lee Smith is in the lead with Max Chucksworth in very close runner-up position. And then in third place is Skip Richards. And then fourth and fifth place, we have Thomas, Samuel, Jeremiah, and Chaz Montgomery. But it's still anyone's game because we have a week until next episode. So that donation will remain open. People can donate any amount they want to try to sway the love draft. And we will go in order down the love draft and whoever is first on the list will get to pick first. Now, if someone is chosen, they can turn the choice down because consent is important. But if they accept a pairing, then they will forego any placement in the draft and we will move on to the next person. So that's what's going to happen at the beginning of next week. And then once we have our couples, we're going to have them compete for your attention and your votes to try to see who our finalist couples will be. Now, on a serious note, there have been some rumors in chat that there may have been some foul play with regard to Chaz. And I cannot confirm or deny whether Chaz had an experimental version of Mito Sticko brand quality meat sticks. That we do not have that data. I certainly do not believe that any of the romantics here possibly could have been involved in any foul play, trying to knock Chaz out of the competition. But certainly if we were to discover that, the consequences would be dire. So we will certainly keep you updated if any news comes out on Chaz's condition or whether Chaz will be able to join us next week. Right now, we believe it to be technical difficulties, but I just want to assuage everybody in chat right now that we do not believe it to be foul play from other romantics or our sponsor. I see. Ember, did you have your hand up?
Well, I feel like I should admit that I did send him the pina colada flavored Mito Stickos through all of you. Like I thought that was I thought I should admit that.
We will look into his allergies and see whether or not there were any potential interactions or indications.
Well, don't look up coconut because there's no actual coconuts in that either.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
Yeah.
We'll have to look at the actual ingredient list and see if there were actually any ingredients in those Mito Stickos sent to Chaz last week. But again,
it's just a bunch of chemicals,
Chaz,
like the names.
Should they be just technical difficulties and should that be resolved, Chaz may be back next week as a surprising candidate who may throw off all of these love connections. So, but now that we've talked about all that, I want to open it back up to the group. We've got a few more minutes before we wrap up and the donations have slowed down. I'm going to double check to make sure we've addressed all of them, but I'm going to leave it up to you to talk to each other. Like, what's on your mind?
Well, I just want to say it's really good to see all of your faces. I feel very fond of all of you, most of you, in many different ways. And being here with you all has made my heart feel just as swollen as if I'd eaten a Mito Sticko brand quality meat product.
I mean,
Thank you, Max.
it's been such a delight to like get to know all of you. I feel like you all have a different place in my heart. Most of you have a different place in my heart. And I'm looking forward to getting to know some of you a lot better.
Same. I'm looking so forward to next week and finding my person. I love just loving everybody, but I do want my person.
Me too.
Just mine.
It is fun to possess things sometimes and have them be all your own.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
And then you change places and then you're all their own.
I have a confession to make. I chose a name and wrote it on my notepad to show, because I knew that was going to happen. And it was from last week. This week had a powerful effect on me, though.
I did the same thing, but I held up the wrong. Yeah.
So
I'm
what-
head trouble writing.
I mean, sometimes when you're getting to know each other, you find out things about yourself too.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's so good getting to know all of you and getting to see who everybody is and what it means to be yours.
I'm just feeling so inspired from all of y'all. Pepper, Max, I'm glad we cleared something. I'm
Same.
glad we're all friends again. And yeah, y'all just make me feel inspired.
And Ma, if you want to, send me a secret message next week, how to wear your hair.
Oh.
I know.
My
Oh,
goodness.
how should someone wear their hair? How should they wear
Secretly.
Just let it flow. Ember, you're already letting yours flow, and I appreciate it.
Oh, wow.
I got to say, some of us are unable to communicate in that fashion, but we'll have to find another way to get our feelings across.
All right.
I just have to say, even if it weren't for the show, I think we would all be best friends.
Yes.
Most of us.
I'll second
Lifelong.
that.
At this point, lifelong friends. You're all committed to be my lifelong friends, so thank you in advance for the journey we're going to go on.
Oh, is that what the RSVP for Christmas 2025 was about?
Yes, Max.
The
Plan
producers,
ahead.
the producers are planning ahead. And as another note to our generous donors, if we get to you've helped us exceed our goals in our donations this year, and I'm working with the producers to come up with a reunion show to bring all of these excellent people together. And we're targeting a date in late October so that we can see where these folks are now, after a few weeks of true love. So if we get to $2,000 of donations, it's a bold goal, but if we get there, we'll bring the cast back in late October and do a special episode to see exactly how all of these pairings played out. So stay tuned for that, and we'll share more information on the official show page, which if you want to catch up with the characters, what their occupations are, what their pronouns are, or see previous replays of other episodes, check out the official show page on the Unexpected Productions website. So that's there for you as well, and those links are in the chat, so we'll make sure that's available for you. So there it is for you, and you can check that out. And it sounds like some people, their hearts are changing even in the last few minutes. So after a week, who knows what will happen during next week's love draft. That's certainly, it sounds like there will be some secret messages when we turn on the cameras next week, or not so secret, which is extremely exciting. So I'm going to go around and get one last final thought from each of you. I'm going to call on you. And I'm going to start with Skip. You're in the upper left for me, so you're going to be our first up. What's the parting thought you want to give the romantics as we head out this episode?
Well, I just can't wait to be back with all y'all next week. But today's talk was spicy in a lot of interesting ways.
Thank you. How about you, Maya?
You know, I have my friends and family, and they're telling me I'm too young to find love, but I just have to say it's never too early to find love, and I'm gonna find love here, and you'll see.
They'll see. How about you, Pepper?
I'm going to say that I enjoy connecting with you today, and I'm going to miss every one of you all week long, and I'll be thinking about each one of you. I might, just parse it out which day I'm thinking about who, but I will be thinking about every single one of you.
So if your ears are burning, it's probably not illness, it's Pepper. How about you, Thomas?
That's right.
Hey, take a long walk, pick a good protein, and see what makes your heart sing this week.
How about you, Ember?
I've been amazed by just how much more I'm getting to know each of you. And if somebody were to think about me on Monday, I might also be thinking about somebody on Monday.
Maybe one special someone, but who knows who that might be? How about you, Charlie?
Oh, thanks. This is kind of an artificial situation for us. I recognize that, but I still think we leave honest clues about who we really are. And I've been watching for everyone and with great interest, and I hope perhaps you've noticed some as you've watched me.
And I hope you've noticed when you watch me too that I'm honestly doing my best to find you and all the romantics love, Charlie. And I'm rooting for you. How about you, Max?
To answer a previous question, my favorite role-playing game is Final Fantasy III, but the Super Nintendo version, and I believe that would be Final Fantasy VI in Japan, in case anyone was keeping track.
Ooh.
Okay.
Twist. Very nice, Max. And I'm sure that all of these wonderful, friendly friendship vibes will continue next week when people are forced to choose their true love, and some people might not get what they want. So keep your fingers crossed, audience, or don't if you're not rooting for that. Make sure that you stay tuned. Tune in next week at 11 a.m. Pacific or watch us on the replay. Check out the Tiltify page if you want to sway the vote for your particular favorite romantic between now and then. The dollar amounts at the beginning of next week's show will determine who votes in what order. So until then, thank you so much to our sponsor, Mito Sticko, quality meat products. So please do consult your doctor before consuming those products, and we will go ahead and see you next week. May love find you wherever you are.